Hello, everybody. This is Angelique Song from Letlovecometoyou, and we just wrapped up an interview with Joel Bild. And Joel is a dating and confidence coach specifically for shy men. Joel, tell our listeners and viewers, what can they expect when they're going to listen to our interview? What will they pick up in terms of what they can do if they are a shy man, or even maybe a shy woman? But I know your program is specifically for men.
It is specifically for men, but lots of. I'm sure women could get something from my staff. The interview is called "From Shy to Fly: The Journey from Dating Shyness to Dating Confidence."
Yes.
And what people can expect from the interview is to hear a little bit about my own journey from dating shyness to dating confidence, and from shyness in general to unleashing the authentic man within, and being a fully self-expressed, confident and authentic man. They'll hear about the 3 steps that I've put together to help men on this journey specifically, and how it's not really about tactics or strategy. It's not about getting the woman, or it's not about how to chat women up or how to get their numbers, or a lot of stuff out there is designed around strategy and tactics, and in some way manipulation. And my program is more around authenticity, and the focus is on the man, and we all have blocks, or we can have blocks that stop us from being what is already inside of us, which is all the authenticity, confidence, greatness is already inside us, and we're often blocked off to that and don't know how to access it. So my 3 steps will really, what guys will hear and girls that listen to the interview will hear is a bit more around the 3 steps that help guys to uncover the blocks and get the support they need, open up to the world and other people, and to unleash the real man within them.
Yeah. And what I found really profound in our interview was that, of course, you've taken this journey yourself, and you're totally successful in what you do in your corporate life, but in your personal life, it took you a journey to get there. And so I think it was wonderful how you shared that interview with us. And also what I got out of the interview was that I had no clue how painful the world is for a shy man. I think because I think in the world, in the media, you are bombarded, with the David Beckhams and the tennis stars, the Olympic winners, the pop stars, and we have a celebrity type of, winner type of culture that must have an impact on the self-image of a shy man. And what I loved about, our interview was that, how you still, despite being caught up in this, media hype, you still found your voice. So can you say something to men around, how is it to actually take the journey in order to become who they are, not a replica or some kind of copy from somebody they see on TV that they will probably never meet, and that person is just playing a role. It's not even authentically themselves. So can you say something about how that may be possible, or how it is not necessary to model themselves after these over the top media examples?
Absolutely. I mean, you're really right in saying there's so much pressure on men and women to conform or to achieve the success as defined by culture, in terms of body, even our body, men have just as much pressure now to have 6 packs as women have to be size -2.
Yeah.
And, also men must be strong and mustn't show vulnerability. They must be successful financially, in the family, at work, in the community, and in particular ways that the media values.
Yeah.
So many of us, I think, do fall into the trap of, we can never. How can we possibly reach those heights that we see? Fame as well. Fame is a huge factor.
Yeah.
How can we possibly reach those heights? And we strive for success, and a lot of people, a lot of men are hugely successful in their workplace, financially, and then they suddenly look. They have all the material goods, and they have the great cars and the great houses and the great holidays, and probably some men have fame, and they work for that, and then they feel unfulfilled. Mm-hmm. And the reason they feel unfulfilled is because they've been following a success template, as it were, of other people.
Yeah.
What other people expect of them, the media, their families, their friends, and they haven't really looked at what their own, they've never really asked themselves the question, what do I want? What does success mean to me? And and that's really what an authentic man is. A real man is a man that can define his own definition. Well, he defines success for himself.
Yeah.
And he lives to that definition, and he has meaning in his life based on his own definition of success. And he doesn't worry about what other people think of him. He doesn't worry about what women and family, the world think of him, because he's living his values, and he's trying to achieve a life that's meaningful to him. And that's what I really about in the interview, and that's a foundation for my programs.
Yeah. So if there are men out there and they're not sure whether this interview is for them, because maybe they know their life could be better, but there are so many programs out there, or they actually want to do it themselves, figure it out by themselves, what would you say about how could this 1 hour interview maybe give them a little bit of insights as to your journey, or how you help your clients?
Yeah, well, I found through years of experience that I could not make any significant shifts by myself, by philosophizing, by reading. And I read some great books. I even took a degree in psychology to try and figure myself out to change. None of that really worked. And I believe that as social animals, that we really need to open up to other people. And that's where my shifts started to happen. And I believe that's what I want to bring to other men and women, depending on what area. I do coach in other areas, but I predominantly focus on dating confidence and unleashing the authentic man within.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's just being by yourself and ruminating on all these little strategies without actually having a sounding board, or without having a peer group, without having the feedback and support of somebody who's been there. It can be pretty lonely, right? And also what I think, what I really got out of the interview with you was that that men can be it can be so daunting to actually express their vulnerability around this subject. It is so easy, actually easier for men to be in isolation around this subject. And so what I would invite people to do is to actually, if you're very doubtful, if you think, really, do I need this? I do feel stuck, or I do feel I want to get more out of my life, is listen to this interview, because I think your journey is so authentic. Because when I met you, you were just a very successful, confident person. And actually, if we hadn't been doing this interview, if I hadn't been doing this summit, I would have never guessed that you were a shy guy, because you have a successful corporate career. You're living now with a partner. I think you're gonna get married soon. You've been running marathons for all I know, so you're a very successful person in what you've been doing with your body and your mindset. So you were the last person that I thought was having problems with shyness and isolation. So if there was anybody out there that wants to know how you can turn it around and no longer be in isolation, I would invite them for the interview. Is there anything you would like to add, Joel?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it speaks to the last piece about opening up to other people, not being able to read ourselves into a personal shift or a growth spurt. That men are, and also to the piece before about men aren't supposed to be vulnerable.
Yes,
they're supposed to be strong. And so it is more difficult, but generally it's turning around now. The culture is turning around and shifting. It's generally more difficult for men to open up, to be more vulnerable, to get the support of others, to be in community with those that have been there before, that understand where they're at, and that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to have issues. We all have issues of one sort or another. If you have friends, you'll know everyone has issues.
Yeah.
They don't have to be big, they don't have to be small, but they're all okay. But the most important thing is there's something out there. There are people out there who've had that experience, that have great skills and great knowledge and great love to support them in changing.
Yeah. And what I would like to add, though, is from our interview, it's not just about dating and girls and women. It actually has ripple effects throughout their whole life, your program, right?
Absolutely. I mean, it feels great, I can tell you, and I'm not, every day thank you for your reflection on how you perceive me to be an authentically confident man and successful. Of course, I am successful. I recognise that in lots of areas of my life, including relationships, which was the biggest difficulty for me.
Yeah.
And each day I'm not sometimes I still have doubts and struggles to be authentic, to be 100% authentic, but it feels great. I tell you, I can tell you to be just to be who I am, because there is no pressure to be anyone else. I don't have to be Brad Pitt or David Beckham. As I say, I just have to be the real Joel. That's all. There's no pressure. And it's fantastic. It feels really great, and it has impacts on every part of my life. It's a fun way of being, because being in a line with who you are, who I am, is just energizing. It feels good. I have the most authentic relationships. My friendships are just so special to me, and my life is so special. So. Of course, it has. Unleash. This whole model will have a wonderful impact on all areas of a person's life.
Yeah. So that's fantastic to hear. So I invite people, especially men or women, who struggle with shyness and isolation, to really listen to this interview, which is a real story about somebody who has been there, done that. And I think you even said I was the most shy person in the whole world. Like, if there was a competition, you'd probably win it. And you actually want, in the interview, you're alluding to giving some person 50% off the coaching if they could prove to you that they were more shy than you. So that was really funny. But so thank you so much, Joel, for your time. And I look forward to airing this for our listeners and viewers.
Very welcome. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.